Episode 85. I want you dead. What do you want? Before Amelia could finish her sentence, a crisp slap landed on her face, which was covered with delicate makeup. The slap was even louder and more ruthless than the one Amelia had given Jade. Amelia was instantly dizzy and could barely stand. Her face began to swell. I think you must want to die. You dare to offend the Milliken Agency? Miss McCoy glared at Amelia, and her eyes were full of anger. Seeing Miss McCoy hit Amelia, Jade was very shocked. This seemingly unsympathetic woman had stood up for her without hesitation. Jade felt a surge of warmth. Amelia reacted after being hit by Miss McCoy. She covered her face and let out a sharp cry. Caroline McCoy, you actually dared to touch me? Do you know who I am? Yes, you are a third-rate model from the Stevens family. It's been 5 years, and you're still filming those unpopular covers. Yet, the one who started this seems to be you. Let me tell you, even the heavens won't be able to touch my actresses, Miss McCoy said with a look of disdain. In her eyes, Amelia was nothing. Who do you think you are? At most, you're just a relatively famous talent manager. Let me tell you, I'll get the two of you out of the entertainment industry, Amelia warned fiercely. The injury on her face was even more serious than Jade's. It looked like she could not take photos today either. Miss McCoy was not frightened by her. She just looked at her coldly and said confidently, Then you can try. See if you can touch me. We'll see who gets whom out of the entertainment industry first. Miss McCoy seemed arrogant when she said that, but her cold expression gave the impression that she had the right to be arrogant. She didn't seem to be bragging. What is the Stevens family anyway? Don't you dare hit the people of the Milliken Agency. It sounded like Amelia really didn't know how powerful Miss McCoy's backing was. Let me tell you, we Stevens are not so easy to bully. You are dead for sure, Amelia shouted. Then I will wait. Let's go, Jade. Miss McCoy's eyes were full of arrogance. After that, she grabbed Jade, who was in a daze, and left. Jade was still feeling panicked. The scene from earlier kept appearing in her mind. After a long time, she finally responded. When she lifted her head and met Miss McCoy's cold eyes, Jade said 2 words to her with incomparable gratitude. Thank you. Don't think that I did this for you. I did it for myself. Your face is a mess and you can't be photographed today. To the company and to me, it is a huge loss. Immediately take care of your face, otherwise you can just wait to be fired. I understand. Miss McCoy, thank you very much, Jade said, with a faint smile on her face. Although Miss McCoy spoke very coldly, she could see the concern in her eyes, just as in Dario's eyes the first time they had met. Miss McCoy was very cold to people, and her words were not pleasant to hear. But at this critical moment, she was the only one who could help Jade. In the makeup room, Amelia was on her phone. Bruce, where are you? Hurry up and get over here. Your sister is going to be bullied to death. Hurry up, got it? That woman is also here, Amelia said angrily. Her eyes were full of hatred. After hanging up the phone, she grabbed her clothes and looked furiously at her face in the mirror. She muttered, Jade, I want you to die. In the dressing room next door, Jade changed back into her own clothes. She didn't leave after that, though. Instead, she looked at the fingerprints on her face worriedly. She was not concerned that she would lose the chance to shoot a magazine cover. She was thinking about Dario. If he saw these marks, how would she explain it? She didn't want him to worry. In the end, she found some powder in the dressing room. Just as she was about to cover the wound, a cold voice came from behind her. Jade, if you're mad, just attack me. Why are you bullying my sister? You must have a death wish. Jade was stunned for a moment and saw a pair of eyes full of hostility in the mirror. It was Bruce. However, it was no surprise he would appear here. Amelia must have called him. Jade didn't want anything to do with the Stevens family. She picked up her bag and was about to leave, but Bruce grabbed her arm. He turned around and looked at her angrily, squeezing her slender arm. Jade endured the pain and looked at him fiercely. She said to him coldly, "What do you want?" "What do I want? You, slut. What do you want? You dared to touch my sister? Don't think that you're amazing just because you found a rich man. In my eyes, you're nothing. Is that so? The people of the Stevens family aren't even as good as animals in my eyes. But even animals are better. Get lost." Jade looked straight into his eyes. In her cold eyes, there was a wave of hatred. She moved her arm, but the more she moved, the more painful it was. Bruce didn't plan to let her go at all, and he was squeezing harder and harder. "I told you to let go," Jade roared angrily. However, he had no plan to listen to her. Instead, he held her hand tightly and wanted to attack her. Jade glanced around the room and her gaze fell on the makeup table. With difficulty, she used her other hand to grab the eyebrow knife on the table and used it to cut Bruce's arm. The air filled with the smell of blood. A wound appeared on Bruce's arm. "You dare to hurt me, Jade? You are amazing. I'll kill you." Bruce felt a sharp pain in his arm. He waved his hand and pushed Jade onto the dressing table. His cold eyes were filled with rage. Jade hit the edge of the table with her waist. A wave of pain came over her, causing her entire body to tremble. But she still clenched her fist tightly, not wanting to show a trace of weakness in front of this person. Jade gritted her teeth and didn't let herself cry out. Her charming eyes were already filled with hatred towards him. She wished that she could tear him apart. "Don't look at me like that. Looking at me like that will only make me want to torture you even more." The corner of Bruce's lips curled up into a cruel smile. "Bruce, you're not human!" Jade could no longer suppress her emotions. She wanted to take the eyebrow knife and fight him to the death.